Hey citizens, thanks for stopping by. In today's video presentation, we're going to take an up close and personal of this 2019 Foton Gratour 1.5 minivan 8-seater that is mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox. For this video, I'll take this Foton Gratour for a full walk-around review, showing you the most interesting features from the interior as well as the exterior. So what are you waiting for? Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy of this review. Under the bonnet of the Gratour Minivan, here we locate the water reservoir for the engine cooling system of this car, brake fluid container, and the water container for the windshield washer. The Foton Gratour or Gratour V5 is originally an 8-seater low-cost minivan made its first appearance in 2014. Other markets have different names such as Xiangling V or All-in sold in some parts of Asia. For the Philippine market, Foton launches the Gratour in 2015 as a minivan itself. As increase of demands of vehicles for the purpose of business and like, Foton expands the lineup for the Gratour with different body style variations like a single cab truck, food truck, jeepney, etc. That can only be cost less than 700,000 pesos, and it is not a bad thing to purchase that car in a much affordable price. Anyways, the Foton Gratour minivan is not a huge disappointment because this car is not a sporty car that you expect, but it is a family-oriented vehicle accommodated by 8 seats, roomier cabin, and overall features that are pretty simple and easy. On its facelift version that was launched in 2019, this will make your family proud thanks to its new engine, which is the 1.5-liter petrol engine. On a side note, Foton launches the Gratour IM6 together with a TM within this year. Therefore, the Gratour is a much appreciated car in its class because of its affordable price and family-oriented car in this category. A 570,000 peso price tag is not a waste, but always remember that don't judge a book by its cover. Not all Chinese cars are unreliable, and think wisely about it. Because if you doubt something about it, think again. Exterior features for the Gratour minivan are manual leveling halogen reflector headlights, silver front grille, front intermittent wipers, indicators in the front fenders, black accent side mirrors and door handles, rear incandescent lights, rear fog lights, high mount stop light, roof antenna, and a spare tire that is mounted underneath at the rear. In terms of safety, the Gratour minivan doesn't have airbags, but it does have anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution, overspeed alarm, ELR seatbelts, and seatbelt reminder. This minivan comes with a 14-inch aluminum alloy rims covered in 175/70 R14 tires. Brakes consist of discs in front and drums at the back. For the suspension, the front gets McPherson struts while the rear gets leaf springs. speaker down there, bottle holder, storage, window controls. This button right here turns on your front fog light, headlight adjuster lever. This button right here turns off your front fog light switch. Storage. This lever right here pops up your bonnet. And the driver's seat of this Gratour gets a fully manual adjustments. Got your seat back and your seat sliding position. To gain access to your engine bay, unlock these two latches on both sides. The same goes to the front passenger side. Once you unlock these two latches, you can gain access to your engine bay. Make sure that your seat position was all the way to the back. The facelift Foton Gratour Minivan is powered by a DAM15DR 1.5 liter dual overhead cams, 16 valve, and naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder petrol engine. It produces 114 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 115 Newton meters of torque at 4,500 RPM. Fuel tank size is 55 liters with emission standard of Euro 4, and combined fuel consumption of the Gratour Minivan is 17 kilometers per liter. This can only be mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox. The drivetrain of the Gratour Minivan is a rear-wheel drive vehicle. You have the same set of adjustments as found on the driver's side, including your seat back and your seat sliding position down there. As you noticed, at the cabin there is no lever to open up the fuel door, because you can open the fuel door by using the key. The Foton Gratour Minivan gets a rack and pinion power steering system with electric assistance. Standard on this variant is a 3-spoke polyurethane steering wheel. A 5-speed manual gearbox is offered on a DAM15DR 1.5 liter petrol engine. To engage reverse, push the lever all the way to the right and backward. Your ashtray. And if you remove this ashtray, by the way, this is removable as well. You got your cup holder or bottle holder. It depends on the preference, whether you use this or not. Hand operated parking brake. Under storage, you can use it as a bottle holder or cup holder, depending what you use it for.
little storage, cigarette lighter, or a power outlet, depending what you use it for. Very simple aircon controls. Got your temperature to the left, fan speed, and your different modes.
The Gratour Minivan gets a Foton's 1DIN integrated multimedia audio head unit with USB and auxiliary connectivity options and 4 speakers for the sound system.
It is a very simple head unit to use. On the left is your up and down for your seat track button, your volume knob, and your power button. Different modes, play and pause, repeat, clock, 10 minus, 10 plus, and this one has a USB port. Air conditioning, hazard switch, 2 aircon vents. Wiper controls, and your light and indicator controls. There are no controls on the steering wheel, and this car doesn't have manual tilt and telescopic steering wheel. No grip handles for the driver's side. The driver's side does get a sun visor. Interior lights right above. And a manual dimming rear view mirror. Sun visor for the front passenger side. Grip handle. Little storage. And a small size amount of glove box. As you can see underneath, you have your fire extinguisher, your toolkit, and your warning triangle right there. This fire extinguisher is part of the safety feature of this car, whereby when your car's on fire, if you don't have any things that you can turn off the fire, this fire extinguisher helps you to turn off the fire or kill the fire out. The middle row seat back can be fold down. All you have to do, just pull the strap right here and use it with another hand to fold down the middle row seat back. Just like this. Yeah. I do set the driver's seat in a position that I feel comfortable in. I'm about 5'9", which is about 1.7 meters tall. I don't have the room to stretch out my feet underneath of the driver's seat, but as for legroom, I have slightly more than this, and I have slightly more than this in terms of headroom. To be honest, guys, I don't have any words in terms of space in the Gratour, and in terms of comfortness, it has slightly bolstered, and it is really comfortable on its nicely padded cloth seats. But overall, it is truly spectacular inside the Gratour. You do have storage pockets in the front seat backs. Four air vents on top, with 3 setting mode fan speed. You adjust the speed of the fan by using these buttons right here. You do have grip handles on the ceiling for the middle row portion. But everything is basic. On the door panel of the rear, this is your door release lever, your central locking, and your manual window control. You have adjustable headrests in all 3 rows of the seats. To bring down the extra seat, there is a lever right here. All you have to do is just pull it. Then you can fold it down and put it up. Here's the lever. Let me show you. There. Put it back up to gain access to the last row seat of the Gratour. Well, let's jump in. Or jump in on the 3rd row seat of the Gratour. What the middle row seat can't do, slide forward and backward on the furthest back. This was set on the furthest back position, so I do have the room to stretch out my feet underneath of the driver's seat. As for legroom, I have this much, while I have slightly more than this in terms of headroom. Unlike the middle row seat, the last row seat of the Gratour is really awesome and spacious as well. And again, the seats are nicely comfortable as well. And overall, there's no problem on a minivan or an MPV, and it fits on a regular basis of this van or minivan rather. Well, obviously you don't have any toys that you can find on this Gratour. No cup holders, no storages or whatsoever, but you do have a cabin light right above. Also grip handles on the ceiling for the last row. This window can be opened as a vent by using this lever right here. All you have to do, just pull this and push this glass forward a little bit and then lock it into place. For me, this MPV or minivan is pretty basic, like any other regular vehicles that are available in the market. Let's hop out. To open up the rear hatch, go towards the hatch itself and locate the touchpad, the lever rather, underneath at the Foton badge.
Boot space of the Gratour minivan is relatively decent. To increase more cargo room, fold down the rear seats for a greater ease. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this full walk-around review of the 2019 Foton Gratour Minivan in 1.5 liter engine, and it is mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox, and it is an 8-seater configuration. If you like this video, make sure to hit thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, if you're subscribed to my channel, please hit the notification bell button to get notified for my latest updates. And don't forget, follow all of my social media platforms. As always, I will see you next time for more latest videos on YouTube. Thanks for watching.